Have you ever walked into a room and felt invisible, even among your own family? It's not in your head. If you're a chosen one, you've been marked, and the world feels it even when they don't understand it. It's a spiritual signal you give off, and it causes people to react in ways they don't even understand. One of the hardest parts of being chosen is being left out, not by enemies, not by strangers, but by the people you thought loved you the most. Friends, family, people you would have done anything for. And yet, time after time, you find yourself on the outside, not invited, not included, not celebrated. You wonder what you did wrong. You start doubting yourself, but the truth is deeper than that. You were never meant to fit in because you were designed to stand out. Being a chosen one isn't just about being gifted or spiritual. It's about being set apart. That means your journey won't look like everyone else's. And because of that, people will sense there's something different about you. It challenges them. It triggers them. It exposes things they've buried. And instead of embracing you, they reject you. They leave you out. But here's what they don't realize. What they're rejecting is actually light. You see, when you carry divine light, it can be uncomfortable for those who are living in shadows. It's not that you've done something to deserve being excluded. It's that your energy, your presence, your truth, it unsettles people who are still asleep. Even the people who love you, even the ones you love back, may unconsciously start to push you away because your existence is a mirror to their own spiritual silence. Your presence reminds them of what they haven't faced, what they've ignored, what they've denied. And because facing that would mean confronting pain, trauma, and inner truth, they choose the easier path. They push you away. The people closest to you often feel the weight of your calling before you do. They sense it. Even as a child, you may have felt different, sensitive, more aware. While others were focused on fitting in, you were observing. While others were chasing popularity, you were listening to something deeper. That difference became a quiet barrier. People couldn't put their finger on it, but they felt it. Maybe you were the one who noticed pain in others they tried to hide. Or maybe you were the one who always spoke truth when it was easier to lie. And slowly, people began to distance themselves, not because you were wrong, but because you were right. And that truth scared them. As a chosen one, you carry a kind of weight that others don't understand. And people tend to exclude what they can't explain. You show love differently. You see the world differently. Your loyalty runs deep. Your energy is pure. And your purpose is powerful. But here's the paradox. The more pure your heart is, the more the world tries to stain it. That's why you felt isolated. That's why you felt like an outsider in your own family. It's spiritual, not personal. But knowing that doesn't always make it easier. Imagine giving your all to people, your energy, your love, your loyalty, only to be met with silence, ignored, talked about behind your back, left off the invite list. You start to feel like maybe you're the problem. But you're not. You're just on a frequency that others haven't reached yet, and that can feel lonely. But what feels like rejection is actually redirection. God isn't allowing you to be left out to hurt you. He's separating you so He can elevate you. You weren't made for the crowd. You were made for the calling. The reason they left you out is because you don't need them to become who you're called to be. You were never meant to rise with the pack. You were meant to rise alone, so that when you reach your destiny, no one can say they made you. No one can take credit for what God did in your life. That loneliness you feel, it's not punishment, it's preparation. When everyone walks away, it forces you to walk within. And in that solitude, God shapes you, builds you, teaches you, breaks you, and then makes you into someone stronger than you ever imagined. But it hurts, doesn't it? Being left out by the very people you prayed for, being ignored by those you would have sacrificed for. You question everything. Why them? Why me? Why does love feel like rejection? Why does loyalty feel like betrayal? But every time you ask, the same quiet voice answers, because you're chosen. And when you're chosen, the pain has a purpose. The silence has meaning. The distance is divine. Your separation is your elevation. You weren't meant to be part of their comfort zone. You were meant to break cycles. You were sent to disrupt generational patterns. You are the one called to shift atmospheres, not blend into them. So when people exclude you, it's not the end of your story. It's the beginning of your transformation. You may feel like you're alone now, but you're not empty. You're being filled with wisdom, filled with strength, filled with a deeper connection to your Creator. Because God isolates before He elevates. He sets apart before He sends forth. And when the time is right, everything that made you feel rejected will be the very thing that makes you rise. This path is narrow, not because you're not loved, but because the calling on your life is uncommon. You were never meant to walk the wide road with many. Your journey is sacred, and that's why it's so misunderstood. The people who left you out had to. It was part of the design. If they stayed, they might have dimmed your light. If they stayed, they might have distracted your destiny. God had to make sure that when you rise, it's not from the applause of the crowd, but from the strength He placed inside you. You're not invisible. You're being protected, hidden in plain sight, shielded from people who have drained your purpose. You weren't left out. You were kept apart. That's different, because when you're kept apart, you're being preserved, set aside for something greater. Don't chase people who can't see your value. Don't shrink to fit into rooms you were never meant to be in. Don't beg for inclusion from those who can't comprehend your vision. The pain of being left out is real, but so is the power that comes from it. Every door that shut, every table you weren't invited to, every text that never came, God saw it all. And He allowed it, because your journey isn't about fitting in. It's about standing firm. And when the time is right, those same people who left you out will have no choice but to watch God bring you in on a level they never imagined. Your time alone is not wasted. It's sacred. Use it. Grow in it. Heal in it. Cry if you need to. But don't give up, because this isolation is the birthplace of your transformation. The ones who left you out today will one day witness the version of you that couldn't have been born in their presence. You're chosen, and that comes with weight, but it also comes with glory. You're chosen, and that comes with weight, but it also comes with glory. What you're walking through right now may feel like abandonment, but it's actually alignment. Everything in your life is being positioned for divine timing. You had to be pulled away from certain people so you could finally hear the voice of God without all the background noise. That silence you've been forced to sit in, it's not empty, it's sacred space. And it's in that silence that your spirit is being tuned to the frequency of heaven. Because the next chapter of your life won't require more noise, it'll require more clarity. You see, when you're chosen, your growth often comes in isolation. And that isolation, while painful, is where God begins to pour into you directly. Not through people, not through distractions, but through divine encounters, through spiritual downloads, through quiet revelations that shape who you truly are. That's why you've been left out, because there are things God needs to say to you that no one else was meant to hear. The people who left wouldn't have understood the process. They would have interrupted it, questioned it, and even tried to sabotage it, because not everyone can handle your becoming. This is why you've always felt different. This is why, even as a child, you were more sensitive to people's energy, more aware of what others missed. You've never been able to tolerate fake environments, surface conversations, or shallow relationships. Your soul longs for something deeper, something real, because that's what you were born for. And because of that depth, people keep their distance. They can't hide around you. They can't pretend. And for many, that's too much. So they exclude you, not realizing you were never looking to judge them. You were just being real in a world that's addicted to masks. But I want you to understand something powerful. Your rejection didn't start here. It started in the spiritual realm. The enemy saw your light before you even understood it. That's why the attacks began early. That's why the people who were supposed to protect you ended up hurting you. The enemy tried to use pain to break you before you even knew your own strength. But here you are, still standing, still growing, still believing. That alone makes you unstoppable. You've walked through fire and didn't lose your flame. You've been left out, but you've never been forgotten. And here's the truth. When God marks you, no man can unmark you. No exclusion can erase your destiny. No rejection can cancel your anointing. The people who overlooked you may have done you the biggest favor. They made space for something better. Because when man closes a door, God builds a new house. You may not have been invited to their table, but heaven is preparing one just for you.